Hey guys, Dismal here again, coming at you with another deck profile that's for sale or trade. This one is Watt Stun/Control. This is another deck outline. It's pretty nice. It's, again, good for starters, good for beginners. It's a really fun trolley deck. Again, a 2-card extra deck that I'm going to include with it that will help you out, at least starting up. So we'll go ahead and bust into the deck profile, starting off with 2 Watt Foxes. If it's destroyed by your opponent's card, it doesn't matter if it's by battle or card effect. Your opponent can't special summon or activate spells or traps or monster effects for the rest of the turn. That is ridiculous. It slows your opponent's plays so much. And then you use 3 Watt Dragonfly, because that's your searcher. When it gets destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or effect, you get to special summon a Watt monster from your deck. Next card is 3 Watt Hoppers. While this card is on the field, your opponent cannot target another face-up Watt monster you control for attack. Yes, that does mean that if you have 2 of them, your opponent cannot attack any monster that you control because they would have to target each of them simultaneously, and that is not possible. That creates a lockdown. And with that lockdown, you would put down a Watt Pheasant, which is all these monsters get under Bottomless Trap Hole. It's so beautiful. People hate it. None of them have 1500 attack. It's so good. But the Watt Pheasant, when it hits your opponent directly, it can banish one of their monsters until the end phase of the turn. It can banish any monster on the field until the end phase of the turn. So, and it is a mandatory effect, so you can do that with your own. So this also will help like dodge effects of other spells and traps. The next one is 2 Watt Kiwis. They're level 3 tuners, and they're in here for the fact that Watt monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle when they're attacking. So you can ram into somebody's stuff with your Dragonfly and search out what you really need. Also forgot to mention that Watt Fox is a tuner. I'm sorry. So next card is 3 Watt Lemurs. If it's destroyed by an opponent's card, they cannot conduct their next battle phase. So this also makes your opponent have to slow play a lot. This keeps you from taking a lot of damage. And the last one is Watt Cobra. It's allowed to attack your opponent directly, and when it does, you can add a Watt monster from your deck to your hand. So this also helps you to, again, set up plays and with the speed, and also you're poking them for a little damage here and there. So if you've got like a Gaga Cowboy or something, this deck also really benefits from using that. I would recommend using 3 as far as like for the burn damage, because you can spam so many rank 4s with this deck, it's not even funny. The next cards, we use 3 Mahunders. Once per turn, normal summon a level 4 light thunder type monster from your hand, except Mahunder as an additional normal summon. So that works well with 3 Sis-Hunders. They are also thunders. When this card's normal summon, target level 4 light monster with 1600 or less attack in your graveyard. Banish that target during the end phase of this turn. Add that card to your hand. So if you've got anything in your graveyard you need to recycle, you get it back. Pahunder works really well with this too. Once per turn, you can normal summon a level 4 light thunder type monster from your hand, except Pahunder as an additional normal summon. So Pahunder to Mahunder to Sis-Hunder, or Mahunder, Pahunder, Sis-Hunder, whatever, it doesn't matter. The last card, 1 Thunder Seahorse to search out Pahunder, Mahunder, Sis-Hunder, any of your doubles that you want to get on the field really fast. Thunder Seahorse really helps out with that. Really speeds up the deck. And this deck has a lot of trolley control aspects. You got 2 Constellar Belts. The activation of light monsters' effects cannot be negated. So until they take care of this, all of these effect monsters over here that are going to be going off and stopping all their effects is really trolley. They cannot stop it. So good. 1 Messenger apiece. Pay 100 life points during each of your end phases, or each of your standby phases, and neither player can attack with monsters with 1500 or more. Stops my opponent a lot more than me. None of my stuff is more than 1500 that I attack with. And the last spell is 1 Card Destruction, just in case you get a bad hand that you don't think you can play with. You just recycle it. You throw it away and then you use it, because your graveyard is one of your best friends in this deck. Next card is 2 Rivalry of Warlords. Each player can only have monsters on the field with one type, with the same type. Everything you use in this deck is Thunder type, and you have nothing to worry about. Your opponent, if they're using something like Necroz or freaking, I don't know, random matchup with stuff that's not all the same type, then this really hurts them. 1 goes in match because you're using the Rivalry, and everything in your deck is light. If your opponent's not using one that's got consecutive attributes, then they're screwed. 1 7 Tools of the Bandit, pay 1,000 life points, negate a trap. 1 Draining Shield, negate an attack, gain life points equal to that attack. 1 Thunder of Ruler, your opponent cannot activate a battle phase the turn this is activated. 1 Judgment of Thunder, activate when you special summon or just summon a Thunder type monster and destroy 1 card your opponent controls. This is really good for getting rid of trolly stuff. 1 Crevice into the different dimension, select an attribute, and the total of 2 monsters with that attribute from the graveyards get removed from play. 1 Dark Bribe, you negate the activation of a spell or trap and your opponent gets to draw a card. And 1 Compulsory Evacuation device to deal with those pesky lingerers, those big synchros, big XYZs, whatever, gets on your nerves. The extra deck is pretty simple. It's just 1 Synchro monster, Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth. It's pretty good, 2600 beater, just there, and 1 Burner Visor, so if you get this out along with him, you can equip this to, well, not this one, but you could do it with an XYZ if you have another one. But anyways, this deck, again, $20 cash, $25 I'd say for trade if you're just trying to trade for it, but it's pretty good, pretty fast. I really like it. It's pretty trolly, depending on what strategy you go for the control aspect, for the spamming, rank 4s. It's really aggressive if you play it that way. You can add a few things to it. You can make it Watt Chaos. It's really, really fun, and if you're interested in it, leave a comment, message me, whatever you want to do, and if you like my videos, subscribe. You'll see a lot more of them in the future, especially when Yugioh Pro comes back, and especially when I can actually get to the card shop, because probably around Halloween I'll be able to go, so hopefully I'll get some videos while I'm down there. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and look out for the next deck profile right after this.